The Enron Scandal. The billion-dollar lie that shook America. The world's most trusted lie. At the dawn of the 21st century, America's financial world was booming. Wall Street was alive, technology was exploding, and companies were becoming global empires overnight. But among the giants, one name stood taller than the rest: Enron. Once praised as the most innovative company in America, Enron was a symbol of wealth, power, and corporate genius. Reporters called it the smartest guys in the room. But behind the glass towers and billion-dollar deals was something far darker, a lie so massive it would destroy thousands of lives, cripple the stock market, and expose one of the largest frauds in American history. This is the true story of the Enron Scandal, the billion-dollar lie that shook America. The rise of a giant. In the mid-1980s, Enron started as a small energy company in Houston, Texas, formed after the merger of two gas pipeline businesses. Under the leadership of its charming and ambitious chairman Kenneth Lay, the company promised to change the energy world. Lay had a dream to turn natural gas into a tradable commodity, much like stocks or gold. And soon, that dream came true. Enron began buying and selling energy contracts, predicting prices, and profiting from fluctuations in the market. The company quickly grew into an energy empire. But it wasn't just gas anymore. Enron began to branch out: broadband, water, internet services, anything that sounded innovative and futuristic. The media loved them. So did investors. In 1990, a young executive named Jeffrey Skilling joined the company. He was brilliant, confident, and ruthless. Skilling introduced a radical new system called mark-to-market accounting. In simple terms, this system allowed Enron to record future potential profits as if they were already earned, even if the money didn't exist yet. On paper, it made Enron look like it was making billions. In reality, it was a ticking time bomb. For years, Enron reported record-breaking profits. Their stock soared from a few dollars to over $90 per share. The company was voted America's most innovative company by Fortune magazine 6 years in a row. But while Wall Street was celebrating, inside Enron's offices, panic and deception were brewing. Executives knew the numbers didn't add up. They had created a house of cards, and they were determined to keep it standing no matter the cost. The mask starts to crack. Tone shifts to suspenseful, investigative. By 2001, Enron had become one of the largest corporations in the United States, worth over $70 billion. Thousands of employees held Enron stock in their retirement accounts. It was a symbol of success. But behind closed doors, CFO Andrew Fastow had built a network of secret partnerships and fake companies, shell entities designed to hide Enron's growing debts. These off-the-books deals made Enron look profitable when it was actually drowning in losses. While the public saw record profits, internally, accountants and employees knew something was terribly wrong. But anyone who asked questions was silenced, reassigned, or fired. Meanwhile, executives continued to cash out millions in stock options, selling shares before the truth came out. Then came the breaking point. In August 2001, CEO Jeffrey Skilling suddenly resigned without warning, claiming he wanted to spend more time with his family. Investors panicked. Enron stock began to fall. 2 months later, internal whistleblowers began sending letters to Kenneth Lay, warning that the company was hiding billions in debt. One of them, Sherron Watkins, became a hero for daring to speak the truth. By October, Enron's secrets were leaking into the press. The Wall Street Journal published reports questioning Enron's accounting methods. Creditors demanded answers. The mask had finally cracked. The fall of Enron. In December 2001, the unthinkable happened. Enron filed for bankruptcy. It was the largest corporate collapse in U.S. history at that time. Over 20,000 employees lost their jobs. Many had invested their life savings in Enron stock, believing in the company's promise. Their pensions vanished overnight. Shareholders lost more than $60 billion. The shockwaves hit Wall Street like an earthquake. The FBI launched one of its biggest financial crime investigations ever. When the truth came out, it was worse than anyone imagined. Executives had been manipulating earnings for years, lying to the public, and cashing out before the collapse. Emails were destroyed. Documents were shredded. Evidence was buried. In 2006, CEO Jeffrey Skilling was sentenced to 24 years in prison for fraud, conspiracy, and insider trading. Kenneth Lay was convicted too, but before sentencing, he died of a heart attack. CFO Andrew Fastow pleaded guilty and served 6 years. But even after the convictions, the damage was irreversible. Thousands of ordinary workers lost everything while the men at the top lived like kings. The aftermath and legacy. The Enron Scandal changed everything. It exposed how corporate greed and manipulation could devastate entire economies. The accounting firm Arthur Andersen, once one of the Big Five auditing giants, was found guilty of obstruction of justice for destroying Enron-related documents. The company collapsed, leaving thousands unemployed. In response, Congress passed the Sarbanes, Oxley Act of 2002, creating strict laws on how corporations report their finances, aiming to prevent another Enron. But the story of Enron is more than a lesson in accounting. It's a warning about the dangers of unchecked ambition, blind trust, and a culture that rewards profit over ethics. As one former employee said, "We thought we were changing the world until we realized we were just helping them steal it." Even decades later, the name Enron still stands as a symbol of greed, corruption, and how quickly the mighty can fall. The billion-dollar lie. In the end, Enron wasn't just a financial failure. It was a moral one, a story of how lies, when told with enough confidence, can fool even the smartest people in the room. The FBI called it one of the most complex white-collar investigations in American history. But to the families who lost everything, it was something much simpler: betrayal. This was the Enron Scandal, the billion-dollar lie that shook America.